Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to convert a signature into a vector object. Before we start, you will need a photo of a signature that has been saved on your computer. If you don't have anything ready, feel free to use this file. I've included a link to it in the description. Let's open a new document. Next, go to File, Place. Find a photo of the signature that you took and then click Place. Now click Hold and drag to place it over the artboard. Next, we need to trace it. Images with high contrast work best for image trace. You could adjust the contrast or exposure in Photoshop prior. If we use the default image trace button from the tab toolbar, we will end up with this white border around the signature. We don't want this. Let's undo it. Go to Window and select Image Trace. If your window is grayed out, open the sublayers of layer 1 and click on this layer to target it. Set the mode to black and white and open the advanced options. Now be sure the Ignore White option is checked and then click Trace. And now all the white areas are gone. Next, we'll make a few adjustments so there are no gaps between the small segments. To do this, use the threshold slider. Experiment with different values to see what works for you. When you are finished, close this window. With everything selected, click on the Expand button from the tab toolbar. Now go to Object and choose Ungroup. This creates lots of paths. All we need is only our signature. First, click away to deselect and then click on the first segment of the signature to select it. Now hold down the Shift key and select all the remaining segments. Press the Ctrl and G keys on your keyboard to group them together. And let's change the fill to any color but black. Next, select one of the black shapes and then go to Select, Same and choose Appearance. Now press the Delete key on your keyboard. And we are left with a few segments that makes our signature. Now we can change the fill back to black. Before I show you how to improve the look of this signature, let's see how it will look on a photograph, for example. I'm going to drag it into a new document with a photo. We can change the fill to white, scale it, change its position, and make it transparent. To do this, open the transparency window and lower the opacity. Now let's go back to our signature. Let's resize it. Press the Ctrl and Y keys on your keyboard to switch to the outline mode, and we will reduce the number of anchor points. With everything still selected, go to Object, Path, and choose Simplify. We could leave it as it is, or we can click on the More Options icon and adjust corners and curves. Experiment with these settings and see what works for you. We can also connect some of the segments together. Let's switch to the outline mode. Now select the Scissors tool and make 2 cuts on the end of this segment and 2 cuts on this end. Now select these anchor points and then press the Delete key on your keyboard a few times. Select this anchor point and while you are holding down the Shift key, select this anchor point as well. Now press the Ctrl and J keys on your keyboard to join them together. And repeat this with the other side. Next, we will smooth some of these paths. Switch to the Direct Selection tool and select this anchor point. Now move the handles to adjust the curve. We can also delete unwanted anchor points. To do this, go to the Pen tool, click on this arrow to separate this window from the rest, and select the Delete Anchor Point tool. You can use the keyboard shortcut instead. Now click on a desired anchor point to remove it. Let's connect these two segments using the same method like we did before. Select the Scissors tool, create a few cuts, delete the unwanted parts, and finally connect these paths. Now adjust the curves. To smooth the corners, use the Anchor Point tool. To use only one handle at a time, press and hold down the Alt key. I'm going to speed up this video, but you should take as much time as you need. Let's turn off the outline mode. If you end up with a black compound paths like in my example, first select everything and then go to the Shape Builder tool. Now press and hold down the Alt key to get the minus symbol next to the cursor, and then click on the unwanted areas to delete them. Thanks for watching, bye bye.